The deadline is fast approaching. Everybody is expecting a decision from the SEC with regards to all the pending Bitcoin ETF applications on the 10th of January. And as you can see right here, this company just filed for a Bitcoin ETF application. And as you can see right here, this company just filed registration of securities with the SEC. Grayscale also just filed for registration of securities with the SEC for its spot Bitcoin ETF. ARK Invest is not left out. It also just filed a registration of securities for its spot Bitcoin ETF. And also Valkyrie filed for registration of securities with the SEC for its spot Bitcoin ETF application. So you might be wondering what is happening. Why are all of these companies filing for registrations for their spot Bitcoin ETF applications? Well, the simple answer is this: there is an expected snowball effect if these ETF applications get approved. Experts are predicting this snowball effect to rake in around $5 billion in terms of inflows in the first half of 2024, which is probably going to lead to more inflows, around $10 billion in the second half of the year. Meanwhile, on the charts, there was a huge red candle that formed a few hours ago, which was pretty much a shady move, in my opinion, to shake out some soft hands. This led to a lot of liquidations, and this probably was caused by this. This was floating everywhere on the internet. The SEC will reject all Bitcoin spot ETFs in January, says some analyst on this platform. So we need to understand that similar shady moves are probably going to happen again as we approach the 10th of January. More liquidations are probably going to take place. But now it looks like there's been a bit of correction in price. Bitcoin is trading at above $40,000 at the time of making this video. But the most important thing is that there is a high chance, a high likelihood that all of these Bitcoin ETF applications will be approved by the SEC either on the 10th or some later date. You ask me why? Well, here is your reason.
Wall Street is getting invited in anticipation of the greatest show on earth, right? Bitcoin has been the best performing asset for the last 15 years, and Wall Street's basically been boxed out of it. They haven't had access to this asset. And so I think that's what you're seeing in that pent up excitement. One thing that I do caution these Wall Street investors is you can't trade this like other assets. We saw just yesterday about $1 billion of open interest got wiped out. The guys over at Reflexivity Research did a fantastic job outlining, saying, this asset in 2021 went up almost 800% from before the pandemic started to the kind of the top of the market.
Yeah.
During that time, there was 30% drawdowns. If you're going to try to get levered long and think that, hey, ETF gets approved and this thing just goes to the moon, you're likely to get shaken out or get liquidated.
That is really good advice. Just beware the volatility.
This thing is on a risk return basis, it's by far the most attractive asset in all the financial markets, but it comes with tons and tons of volatility. And so if you go back to 2017, it was $1,000. We're 45x since 2017. But along the way, we've had 80% drawdowns, a plethora. I can't even count how many, 30+% drawdowns. And so Wall Street is saying, hey, the ETF's coming, here we go. Now, I do think over a long period of time, Bitcoin's price is going to continue to go up. We're going to have a persistent bid from all these ETFs. Another thing people aren't talking about, everyone's talking about the primary fund flows. So retail or institutions buying this ETF. But actually what we're starting to see now is other publicly listed funds or ETFs are changing their prospectus to say that they can put up to 15% of their AUM in the Bitcoin ETF. So if you have the best performing asset and you got an ETF that's lagging, why would you not put Bitcoin in your ETF?